These teens strike a pose, as they might on TikTok or Instagram. Screens, social media are part of their daily lives. But these grade 8 students visiting Quebec's National Assembly say they know the risks of starting too young very well.
I personally think that being 14, you're old enough, but you're not old enough to be on certain platforms. For example, Twitter, which is X, or YouTube, Instagram. TikTok is also one of them. You get really influenced on TikTok, and there's challenges and trends that you want to follow.
Do you have all those accounts?
Yes. From my experience, I think it's not a good idea.
This group happened to be visiting the same day a National Assembly Special Committee that studied the impacts of screens and social media on youth made a major recommendation. Its members want the Quebec government to make it illegal for anyone under 14 to open a social media account without parental consent. Some social media platforms apply this rule already, but it's easy to bypass it.
Me personally, I think the best age for social media is 16 years old.
Really? Do you have social media accounts?
Yes.
I'm just curious to know why you haven't come up with a more strict recommendation.
There's a lot of jurisdictions around the world. We saw what Australia did earlier this year, where they're trying to impose a 16-year-old's age limit. And the issue is the mechanisms, because I think we didn't have social media companies that came to speak to us, but they have to be a partner in this. And I think that if there's enough jurisdictions that impose that rule, that they're going to have to comply at some point and become a partner.
The special committee also recommends putting measures in place to guide influencers where they add messages to young people.
First of all, they need to understand that they have a responsibility towards young people. I agree most of them don't assume that responsibility, but there are laws in place like the law for consumer protection that we would like to see perhaps updated, because when they came to see us in consultations, they wanted to be a part of the solution when it comes to monitoring ads on the web and influencers.
For the committee, which involved all political parties and consulted with several experts and hundreds of young people, there is a clear understanding that the negative effects are out there, and there is a need for more education on the impacts of screens and social media. And the committee says parents need to set an example too. For this teacher and mother of 3, there is quite often the feeling of being overwhelmed.
We lost control of ourselves too, our time on the computers and the telephone and everything. And I think we've lost control with our kids because there's so many times that they could go and see different things.
The Quebec government says it will look into the report before taking any new decisions on the 56 recommendations. It has already taken action on one of them, banning cell phones in schools starting in September. However, the special committee believes future M&As will need to update the work done here, given the constantly evolving digital world.